Hey guys, so I'm not even sure I'm ready for this. So this is a part one. Yes, that's right, a part one. Part one of a 12-page letter. So we've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Ah. So this is gonna be so this was 8/02/2022. I thought I should have gotten some like fucking Jiren type fucking meditation, just sitting there like, and not just, you know, letting anything bother me and just mentally preparing for this shit. But here I am. So here we go. Greetings and kind blessings to all of ye of the Sonichu Fan Project. I'm not going to do that. We are in continued appreciation and humbleness of ye all's support. Of y'all's. Hi, y'all. I'm Paula Dane. Support, kindness, and compassion during these times at present. We look forward to returning safely and well to ye all in the whole undivided earth, free of the toxic and evil individuals of the 1218 half being left behind. In any event now, we are planning ahead in our future works in the Sonichu books, along with the other godly duties in the times that after our return home to Sonichu Temple, which is never going to happen. Which shall be very soon and well. I go ahead and announce to ye all our intentions to finish book number 0 HD, formerly book number 1, or number 15, as well as the books 14 and over in personal drawing and writing. We also intend to expand on books 1 through 10, not 4, that's enough in itself, although a book 4.1 may be personally drawn and written to add a few more self stories, as we intend to be less self inserting in the series unless it's requited. The HD versions HD versions of the past books and tales, better art drawing and quality, further details and plot hole fillers in relation to the events, in addition to redraws of what was originally drawn and written. For example, in Sonichu number 1, added shall be the chronicling of Sonichu and Rosie, as they had spent up to a year of traveling with Kel in their developments in battles and fine tuning their skills, powers, abilities, which have been transpired after the encounter with Naysturch in Book 0. Naysturch Book 0 and the Magichan's instruction to do before their return to Quickfill and departing from Kel's team, and onto Christian Chan's in good faith and willingness. Oh my god, Chris, shut the fuck up. Also, that had transpired during the time of the manifestation of Blake Sonichu, as well as the creation of Metal Sonichu by Ren Skysoar with the support from Eggman as his hero and mentor under the employ of Giovanni and Team Rocket. Skysoar and Eggman actually worked together and were side by side in the event. In that event of the encounter with Sonic and Sonichu. To note, most Sonichus and Rosechus, counting Sonichu Prime and Rosie Rosechu Prime, and the personally chronicled special Sonichus and Rosechus, they all stand at 3 feet 5 inches tall, not counting the ears. And Sonichu is about 3 feet 2 inches tall. And when we are in our Sonichu form, we go from 5'11 to 3'5" as well. Remember this detail, and a Sonichu's ears are 7 inches long from base to tip. The HD book shall be worked on in collaboration personally with those amongst y'all with the drawing skills and heartfelt, compassionate care and chronicling. We shalt type the stories after returning home. It's not going to happen. And extended in greater detail, and this does not mean it does not entail any X-rated content within. We are intending to keep our prime timeline canon. I hate when he does that shit. And he's like little fucking right there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, he fucking he writes shit and then like up in top, like really small and prime timeline, canon pages at someone comments about like, oh, I came here for information, maybe practice reading these or something and blah blah blah. I could practice reading this for fucking a year. Chris's handwriting is terrible. It's all over the place. I could practice for a fucking year and still not go through easily. So, pages at a constant rating of TVY7 and some above within reason and requirement of the chronicling art and stories, respectively. Putting myself to sleep. And from our writings, the best selected artists from among these shall draw the pages for the HD books with some freedom, but sticking mainly to which is written by our hands, as well as the direct and telepathic direction and input from our Magic Chan Sonichu. All of ye shall find us to be more kind and forgiving than in others' misconceptions of us. Yeah, I seriously doubt that. Good grief to them. Good grief, Charlie Brown. We shall work with ye as ye work with us, as thou will. We art kind and fun like Neptune, goddess Purple Heart. Oh my god, shut the fuck up, Chris. Or Uzume, goddess Orange Heart. And we exercise to maintain that of ourselves in consistent action, even when feeling fatigued. So strong, stunning, and brave. Anyway, everyone involved shall be given credit, and this is a volunteer gig of soul and passion, meaning none of you will get paid for this. In fact, he'll be asking you to pay them. Like, oh yes, you've done all the work for me. I expect to be paid now. Any possible payment? Seriously, did I not just... Any possible payments that can come out of any profit shall be considered genuinely and distributed at early possible time, which means it's not going to happen. We shall draw the cover art for each of these updated earlier books personally. Also among the future drawn written books shall be spotlight issues and supplemented stories and details on that while Sonichu does not have a country bumpkin accent or voice. Any and all animated shows of our personal input and collaborative manifestation shall have personally selected voice actors, but that's later on. Let's see. Although to state, if we can hire her and more than appropriate, Tara Strong, Tara Strong would be perfect for Bubbles Rose Chew. Her voice is slightly deeper than Teenage Bubbles from the episode of original Powerpuff Girls. Just saying. With that stated, consider that for yourselves an exercise in thy meditative links with this timeline and this universe is 1C Don't Give a Shit and 1C C197 Half of the Very Earth in contemplating how to write Sonichu Book Number 1 to impress us with how thou put such great care and love into thy work. Thy other past arts shall also be considered. So what about those pictures of you and Megan? Are those going to be reconsidered too? I'd like to see some high def of those. Or maybe that with him with the straw, the one that everyone loves so much. I'd like to see that redrawn. And Zap to the extreme. As previously stated, if thou chooses to volunteer, the guideline essentially is if it cannot be shown on daytime Nickelodeon or daytime Cartoon Network, then it does not fly. And heart and soul is key. With the emotions and dialogue and content, yes, because he had such riveting dialogue. There is to be no blood shown, nor private parts. Yes, because that's totally stuff that he stuck to. Also, out of the chaotic combo, only Angelica Rose Chu does not have spikes on her back, and she and uh, Punchy Sonichu do not have a tail. Also, for reference, Rosie Rose Chu has spikes on her back. She does not have a tan belly. Her front fur is all diva pink, and she has a pair of yellow stripes since she was a Raichu on her back. And a similar, god damn, Chris, this fucking writing is hurting my eyes. Brown stripes, Sonichu's brown stripes. For accurate reference, look at the amiibo figures we have crafted of Sonichu, Rosie, and the others. How do we go from like that, like really nice looking, somewhat easy to read, to me straining my eyes to fucking read this shit? It's just, yeah, very important. This is not a reboot of absolutely any form, shape, or matter. This is extensive updates and expansions that are long overdue for the past books, as well as a continuation with additional details, chroniclings, and stories that hadn't yet been told or touched upon personally, along with the catching up stories and details and present tense events and stories. We can't stress the above paragraph enough. And after updating the books 1 through 10, we shall greatly consider continuing collaborations with the all selected and involved in the present and future books or slash stories written with stories within each. We dare state we shall want an Autobot expert with the art for Autobot Sanchu's Spotlight's book and the Team in Quickville, as well as likely that for Autobot Chris Chan. His fucking writing as well. This is what I mean. I could practice for fucking days, and it still wouldn't fucking help. Or Sun Chu upgrade and upgrades and origin details. We shall right type all of that out as well. To close this letter, oh thank God. Although, wait, not really closing the letter. Still got 3 goddamn pages. To close this letter for now, we include additional details of Team Rocket and Night Search. Night Search. For thy reference, Night Search was an orphan after losing his parents, Mary and Thomas Randolph, at the age of 5 years old in New Jersey, Gotham City. He became a street smart one and left the city on his path. Some Team Rocket grunts had him enlisted and taken to their base in Virginia, south of DC. Now Giovanni had already set up his organization by 1998 and went worldwide. And he sometimes takes his personal jet or teleports with the help of one of his souped up psychic Pokemon of theirs, one of them Pokemons, to frequent around. Giovanni was impressed with Night Search's spunk. Oh, it said spank. That's spunk, and took an innate liking to his youthful, vengeful soul, and he adopted him. This was back in 1998. It's 10 years old and a rookie at the time. God damn, I'm so fucking tired. It's like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing this shit. Giovanni and his cohorts almost spoiled him, and they set him up to be a Pokemon trainer and getting his own team and badges. He set out in 2000. His starter, what could it be? Enter his, but the he doesn't say what. Whatever, Chris, go fuck yourself. Enter his rival Kel as she was starting out to an hour had on the American Town as past chronicled, for it actually was a small town like Pallet in Virginia, southwest of the city of Quickville, which is, by the way, isolated and known 1218 Earth as Pebble Beach, Virginia. Anyway, the reason why her fated starter was the very Pichu that becomes Rosie Roseshrew Prime. The Pokemon Lab there about had the 3 elemental starters, and the 2 other new trainers took the grass and water ones, and Night Search stole the fire one. And Professor Pine, working with the other professors, including Oak, had recently found and took in the Pichu as he was not feeling well and nursed him back to recovery. Kel arrives, and Pichu and Kel felt mutual soulful vibes, so she started with him. Kel and Night Search crossed paths a number of times on the journey for badges and development along the U.S. Eastern Coast states. Her badge in Quickville was her eighth badge, and the Pokemon League is stationed in DC. Night Search had ditched his fire starter in a trade fully evolved for his Raikou, and he managed to snag a shiny Magikarp level 19 in the Chesapeake Bay, which evolved quick to his Shred Gyarados. God, Chris. Oh my god. Can I just stop now? I mean, I'm pretty sure no one would hold it against me, but unfortunately, we're already at the end, so. Anyhow, after getting his Quickfill badge in early January 2003, he had earned Giovanni's respect more so than how Silver and Johto had tried to. Night Search got promotes from his Team Rocket group and was top tier, and high rank above to be his group's leader. I'll leave y'all with that for inspiration for helping with Night Search's Spotlight Night Search's Spotlight books stories. But try thy best not to fall into arrogance from that. Oh, we won't, Chris. We won't. Stay very well in holy light power, everyone with strong faith and fortitude. Our eventual return to the Sonichu Temple, not gonna happen, is foreseen, prophesied, and foreknown, yet the exact day and hour specifically remains, yeah, consciously unknown to all. Where we physically sit may seem dark. We keep in faith despite some despair. We shall be returned to the light of thy compassion. God, it's just getting harder to read. Like I said, I showed you, it was all nice in the very beginning, and then it's almost like he had someone else writing it for him, and then he's like, no, I'm gonna write it now. Greater immortality, alive stead. As our light inspires and enlightens further, we continue to pray for and bring the better lives with improved health, extended lifetime, endurance, fortitude, divine protection, and divine blessings in neo-spirituality and greatest enlightenments, living and coexisting the individuals and characters ye had viewed as cartoons and fictional. We are as real, alive, and physically existent as ye all art. We art excited to be free and with ye all once again. It is very good. Be safe and be well with love and compassion, Jesus, whatever. Like, seriously, look at the way he, and then look at, like, the first, it's like from here all the way to about here, and this is when it just starts going downhill. And then he just starts writing like himself again. So it's like, looks like someone just, like, wrote for him, and then he's like, no, you're doing it wrong. My handwriting needs to be fucking sloppier and fucking harder to read than that. You're making it too nice. But this was part one. So whenever part two comes out, I'll torturing myself again. Hopefully not at 2 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, part one. So he was just talking about fucking Sonichu and Rose Chu and clearing up any misconceptions. I'm looking for people to write the books for me, and I'll totally pay them. And again, I would have loved to rehearse this, but I could have rehearsed this 1,000 fucking times, and it'd still be difficult to read. So I just read it as I go. I don't practice beforehand because practicing it, it's not going to make it much make it any easier. So, anyways, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.